Hi everyone, it is Christy Fitzharris with a video walkthrough of the Christmas Market's River Cruise that I will be hosting in November of 2027. We are going to embark just prior to Thanksgiving for a 4-night sailing, but there is an optional total of 8 nights that you can be on the Rhine River on the Riverside Debussy for this sailing. And I will just be on the first 4 nights though, because we are working within some pretty restrictive private school schedules. And so my daughter will be with us. She will be 6 at the time of sailing. She has river cruised before. She loves it and she's pretty well behaved. She's a good kid. So if you have any family, any children or any, like this would be an excellent trip for a multi-generational family. So grandparents, kids, grandkids, this is a really great cruise for that. There are cabins that will accommodate that. There are adjoining cabins. And so if you are interested in bringing an extended family on this cruise, please let me know soon so that we can make sure you are in one of those connecting or adjoining cabins. But as we go along, please leave any comments you have for me, questions or comments in the comment field that is usually down here at the bottom of your screen. It depends on how you're viewing it, but usually that's where it is. And then of course you can always email, call, or schedule a time to talk on my calendar. I want to go through this a little bit. I just want to talk about the ship, how beautiful it is, a little bit about the itinerary, and then a little bit about some of the rates. So first up, we're going to be on the Riverside Debussy. Riverside right now has 3 ships on the water. The Debussy is the one that is exclusively on the Rhine. The Ravel is down in southern France, and the Mozart stays only on the Danube because it is too wide for the Rhine. So the Debussy has full run of the Rhine. Later on, in a few months, I believe the Riverside Ravel will be joining this ship also on the Rhine. That one has been in service under Uniworld for the last couple of years, but finally Riverside is taking it back, and it's going to be a really nice addition to their itineraries. So first up, welcome to the ship. I'm just telling you a little bit here about the ship. You'll be embarking in Basel. There are 2 basically segments of the cruise that we can combine. The first is a 4-night that goes over Thanksgiving starting on November 25th, and then the other one begins on November 29th. You can combine them for a total 8-night sailing, but I caution you, if you are interested in the 8-night sailing, we should absolutely get that reserved soon because there's only 1 cabin category remaining. There's several cabins available, but only 1 category remaining. It's a good category. It's one of my favorite, so I'm not upset about what's left, but if you do want to take the full 8-night sailing, it is important to get that locked in very soon. The extension, if you go for the full length, will end all the way up in Amsterdam. And then if you decide to disembark after the first 4 days, you will end in Frankfurt. Of course, I'm happy to build any pre or any post-cruise experiences that you're interested in. Of course, we're starting in Switzerland, so there's so much this time of year that we can do there, or also in Amsterdam at the very end. Here's some contact information. If you want to begin planning this with me, you can use the link to schedule a time to talk, or my phone number and email are listed also. A little bit about the suites and fare categories. So Riverside's price point tends to be just a little bit higher than most other river cruise lines, but they are absolutely the most inclusive, and they have the hands down best food and beverage program. So I can't say that these prices are out of line, even though they are just a little bit higher than other river cruise lines. The introductory pricing in a Melody suite comes in at just under $4,000 per person. And then if you were to go on the full length sailing, this is the pricing for the 8-night voyage. This is not the second 4-night pricing. It is the full 8-night voyage cost. So you see here, just a Riverside suite available for the full length of the itinerary. Here is $5,500 for the first 4 nights, but a total of $10,000 for the full length. So all of the cabin categories and pricing per person are listed here. This is the 8-night voyage. I've shown a little bit of information here about each cabin category. The owner suite is technically the owner suite is the Debussy suite and the Riverside suite connected. There's only one of these available right now. If you're interested in that, please let me know as soon as possible. Technically has 2 bedrooms. It's very spacious, over 764 square feet, which is enormous by river cruise standards. And it's really lovely. It's got a fireplace, really nice lounge area. It's got an extra bathroom and 2 bedrooms. Both bedrooms also have walk-in closets. Every cabin category on Riverside has a butler, and then every cabin category comes with at least some kind of transportation, embarkation and disembarkation day. It is private in the higher cabin categories, and then it is shared in the lower cabin categories. All right, so this is the Debussy suite. This is part of the owner suite. So if you were to book this, that would mean the owner suite goes away, and then the other half of the owner suite would be sold as a Riverside suite. So as you can see here, this is not quite the same picture, but it's the same living area. Really nice space, nice walk-in closet with vanity area. And I love the fireplace. Not real fire, of course, because we are on a river cruise, but at this time of year, that'll be a lovely feature of this cabin. Next up, the Riverside Suite, just a little bit more standard. It is a nice, fairly spacious river cruise cabin size, 258 square feet. This window comes down electronically, controlled by a panel that's right back here, kind of behind the curtains, goes up and down. This table folds out, so you can have a proper meal here in your room. And it's very nice and spacious. Over here off to the side of the frame is a walk-in closet. And then the bathroom has dual sinks, which I love. Every category on this ship has dual sinks, which I absolutely love. Next up, the Seahorse Suite, a slightly different size, just on a different deck, but very similar to the Riverside Suite. And then the Symphony Suite, a little bit smaller. We're losing about 50 square feet. So the closet gets significantly smaller, but the room is still really nice. And then the same for the Melody Suite, just a different deck than the Symphony Suite, but very similar in style. All right, let's move on to the itinerary. So embarkation, we're going to begin in Basel, Switzerland. You'd fly into Zurich. We'll put you on a train or a transfer, however you'd like to make it over to Basel. Highly recommend one night pre-cruise stay in Basel or Zurich. Either way would work, and explore a little bit of Switzerland before we embark. But for the purposes of our itinerary, we are beginning in Basel. You can join us on the ship anytime after typically 12:30 p.m. and then cabins will be available around 3. But once you step on board, you'll be greeted with a glass of champagne and light bites, and so you can just relax on the ship if you like before your cabins become available for a couple of hours. As we go along through every stop on the itinerary, I've highlighted a few of the standout features of each destination with a couple of markets, 1, 2, or 3 markets in each location. What sets the market apart, for example, a little bit of information on that. And I think this is going to go a long way in helping you decide which markets to visit, because, the worst thing on a Christmas markets cruise is to go along for a week seeing the exact same things in every Christmas market. And so what we've listed here are some standout features of each market, or the ones that I would go to over others. So we'll be sailing from Basel to Breisach and then on to Strasbourg. This is going to be my favorite stop. I've been looking forward to this Christmas markets experience here for a very long time. There are a lot of markets. There's a lot of great history here, a lot of great historic markets, and stunningly beautiful also. Short stay in Strasbourg, just enough time to visit 1 or 2 markets, and then we are on our way to Speyer. From Speyer, we'll go to Mannheim. Lots of great markets there. And then some of us will be disembarking here in Frankfurt. So if you're only on board with us for the first half of the cruise, some will say goodbye in Frankfurt, and then others will carry on all the way to Amsterdam. A little bit of information here about the Frankfurt markets, Rudesheim markets, Koblenz, Cologne, and then we're finishing up with an overnight in Amsterdam. I love that because Amsterdam is very walkable. So it's very easy to get from the pier area where the river vessels dock over to the area of town where you might want to walk around and explore, see some highlights. It would even be safe to schedule something for the next day. For example, if you wanted to go to the Anne Frank house, we could schedule that in this time here because you have all night overnight to visit the markets, or we could schedule that for you the next day, or anything else that you'd want to see in Amsterdam. It'd be a good time of year to explore the museums, since you're going to be inside anyways. It's pretty chilly in Amsterdam. A lot of the markets will be held inside, and they'll still be having canal cruises and everything else that makes Amsterdam, Amsterdam. And so I wouldn't shy away from taking this itinerary in the winter. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I look forward to talking to anybody who's interested in joining me on this sailing. Again, I will be bringing my family. It'll be myself, my husband, and my 6-year-old daughter. She'll be 6 at that time. She has river cruised before and she loves it. Plus, this ship has a pool on board. So if she is feeling a little bit antsy, or I think that she needs to be toned down a little bit, we'll just go for about an hour dip in the pool, and then she will calm down. She's an excellent traveler. She's been to a lot of really wonderful places all over the world, and she really enjoys being on any cruise ship, from river vessels to Disney cruise ships. So I look forward to bringing her to this part of Europe. I look forward to having many of you on board. Hopefully we've already got a couple coming with one of my colleagues, Mindy, who also works with me. She might be joining us as well. I would love to have you all. If we get a nice sized group together, we'll have a little maybe white elephant party one day on board while we're sailing. And I really just look forward to meeting so many of you in person, because it's interesting that we share so much about ourselves through the process of planning travel. And I've never met most of you. So I really look forward to having some of you join us. The rates are great. They will go up at the end of July. I expect a small rate increase at the end of July. And so it's always a good idea to apply any deposit if you're considering a Riverside cruise now. Last thing I'll mention, Riverside, they have pretty lenient policies as far as moving your deposits. And so if you're on the fence about this, it's probably the best idea to go ahead and secure your cabin with a deposit. And then they're very flexible. If for whatever reason you cannot join us on this particular sailing, they're very good about allowing us to move the deposit to a new sailing. So please don't hesitate. Join us on this cruise. I can't wait to meet you in person. And I love sharing this time of year, these festivities with other people. So I will sign off for now, and I can't wait to hear your feedback on this itinerary.